Hello, I am Ranish Kumar Shrestha, and today I will be presenting my supply chain management system. This is a comprehensive web application built for managing construction projects or whichever projects, contractors, and the bidding process between local councils and construction companies. Now, this project has a lot of core architecture, database design, and business logic that were entirely human led, while also using some AI assistance with complicated and complex implications. Let me walk you through the front end user experience and the backend code that powers the system. Okay, first of all, let us look at our structure. In our root, we can see that we have a virtual environment, and this virtual environment will allow us to run the entire project. And we can see under the Django project folder, there is a my project folder, which is our main root project folder. This will be our main Django project folder, and with all the configuration for the entire project. And then we have our main application folder. Now, our application folder, let us ignore the static files for now, we'll get to it later. Now our application folder is called supply chain, and this will be containing all the business logic and also all the front end parts of the front end and back end parts of the project. And our SQLite database with sample data will be in db.sqlite. Okay, so let us first start with settings.py. As you can see, we have configured the Django with we have configured the Django with SQLite database, and we also added white noise. I will come back to it later, and we have also added our supply chain application to the install apps so that our supply chain can be linked back to this project configuration. And yeah, the root URL will be from my project.urls, which means the project when running will be accessing this urls.py. And let's go back to our settings.py, and yeah, we have set the debug to false, which means all the error handling will be done custom, like by ourselves. And yes, now as you can see, there is also something for session expire. This means whenever we close our uh, tab on the browser, then the login session will expire, and the session automatically expires after 600 seconds. This is for seconds, which means after 10 minutes of inactivity, the session will expire. Now we also, with the assistance of AI, we also implemented the email link system, which I will get to later on. For now, let us start with modules. As you can see, our modules are located in our application folder, which is models.py. And this is a database structure, and this was completely done by me, which was later cleaned up. And then there is also the forms.py. This will handle all the backend. Uh, this will handle all the backend code for submitting the form, which we will get to later. And then here is our templates. Now our templates has a folder for supply chain templates, which means all the templates for the supply chain application, meaning all the HTML files that we will see are contained in here. And there's also outside the supply chain, okay, outside the supply chain folder, there's also the error handling files. For now, there are only 3 error handling files, which is enough for now. And then there's also utils.py. This contains all of our helper functions, including our AI assisted email notification system. So yes, this was partly the utility. I mean, the helper functions were made by me, but the email system was AI assisted. For now, let's move on to models.py. And as you can see, let's start from the beginning. And as you can see, there is the user profile class, which extends Django's user model, which has admin, council, contractor. This will be our three main users of this application. And there's also council, and there's also project. Okay, so for project as choices such as planning, in progress, and completed. This is for status, which I will demonstrate later on. And these are all the functions and codes that are being implemented into the project class. And under the project class, there is the package class, and these are also all of the methods and functions that are being implemented into the package class. Okay, and then finally there is bids. Well, not finally, but well, bids is the next part of this models.py, where we will be taking a look. And then there's also contract class and project team class. This project team was AI assisted because I could not figure out the logic of how to dynamically assign teams. Okay, but we will get to this later. I will explain it all. And hmm, I think we should move on to the front end part of this project for now. we can run the project, or rather the application, using the command python manage.py run server. What this will do is this will run the command that will run this entire project from the virtual environment, which will be locally hosted. And this right here is the localhost URL. Now, when I click this, this will not lead to a random page, but rather our home page. I have configured it such that this blank, meaning if there is nothing behind the localhost URL, like as you can see in the URLs, if it's there is nothing, not even space, then it will lead to homepage. So if we click this, then it will, as you can see, lead to homepage. Now, as you can see here, even without logging in, okay, there is login and register, but even without logging in, we can already view a few stuff. Okay, we can view councils, we can view projects, and we can view contractors, but we cannot, what we cannot view without logging in is the details. For example, we cannot, as you can see, I am clicking, but it is not taking me to the details. We can see just on a surface level what is happening, but we cannot access the details. So for accessing the details, what we need to do is, um, we can register. Let us register first. Okay, let us register, like test. What should we? Okay, let's register as test contract, or you know what, demo contractor. That would be less confusing. And let's put it as John N Builder. Okay, and as for email, johnbuilder.com. This is just for a demo. Okay, this doesn't actually exist. And then for our role, we can put as, yeah, contractor. There's concept of a contractor. We can put as contractor. Now, organization is optional, but this will help us. Uh, this will help us to, you know, determine where to put this contractor in later on. So for now, let's just say sample contractor 3 for now. Of course, phone number is optional, and I'll put a password, and then we will hit create account. Now, I'll save this on my browser so it will be easier later on. Now, as you can see here, we will get a message, account created for demo contractor as contractor pending administration approval. Now, this is where we should open an incognito and then go to the admin panel. Okay, and then as for admin, the admin will be the super user, which we have already created, and the super user's login credentials are also already saved. So if we go to the administration, Django's administration page, and we go to users, then we can see right here there is demo contractor, which we just created with John Builder. Okay, first name John, last name Builder, and organization sample contractor 3. And we can see here this is not active because this is pending. So we can check here, okay, and we can check and we can see that he belongs to sample contractor 3. So we go to the contractor and then we go to sample contractor 3 and then we save it. Now, how do we and activate it? We tick this box here and go to actions, then approve selected accounts, then go. Now, what this will do is this will send an email notification. Now, for now, this sends an email notification to the console. Now, the reason this sends to the console is because we have configured this to console. Okay, as you can see right here, it is console. Of course, you can send it directly to the email by using SMTP. Okay, the simple mail transfer protocol. And but you will also need your own Gmail, and I mean, yeah, your own Gmail and an app password. This is not your Gmail's password, this is a different app password. Okay, that you will have to set yourself. You can search it up. Anyways, yeah, for now this will just be on the console. You can change it to actually send an email if we are to deploy this. But yeah, this will be something like this. Hello John, first name. Great news, your account has been account approved by an administrator. And this is your username, this is your role. Okay, so now we can finally, okay, let's say this demo username is not in our database. So what will happen? Will this let us in? No, invalid username or password. Now again, demo contractor is here, but our password is incorrect. What will this do? This will say again, no, password is incorrect. Now I'm using the same password in my browser, so let us log in with the correct username and password. And we can see right here that yes, we have logged in, and this is the home page. And mm, for now, we will not be using this. We will be using a already pre-made account for a contractor named CD Contractor 1. Let's log in with that. As you can see, the home page is right here. And let us go to the dashboard. Okay, welcome to the contractor dashboard. Notice the navigation automatically adjusted based on the role which we currently have. Like contractors cannot see councils or other contractors or contracts. Okay, this role-based access control was fully designed by me, but the complex filtering logic was AI assisted. Now, which filtering logic am I talking about? I'm talking about, filtering which content should be showed to which role. That was AI assisted. Of course, I wrote the original logic, but my logic had some issues, so I had asked AI to fix that issue. Now, as you can see on the dashboard, however, okay, the dashboard was fully designed by me. On the dashboard, however, we can see our active contracts, which means the contracts that have been assigned to us, and our recent bids. Which bids we made, which were accepted, which were rejected, and which are still pending. Okay. Now, if you see in the packages, okay, and in quick access, of course, we can browse packages, see which is open for bidding. Search which package there is open for bidding, and there is closed for bidding. There's contract awarded, stuff like that. Anyways, these let's go to our packages first. Let's see. Here are our active contracts. Okay, and if we go to packages on our navigation, and then go for open for bidding, and then search, we can see which packages are open for bidding. Now, of course, the package detail page shows all information, and the layout is human designed. But watch what happens when I click submit a bid. Okay, this submit a bid button is only available to contractors. I will show this later. That this is not available to council staff. Okay, so this submission form was entirely like the core logic was made by me, but some minor adjustments were AI assisted. So let's, for example, let's set this bid amount to 550. Of course, this will be in pounds. I set it to pounds, and I don't know. Okay, let's just write. We have 10 years of experience in road construction with a proven track record. Just filler text. Filler text. You get the point. This is just us putting a proposal. Now, as you can probably see here, we have been automatically assigned the name, okay, of like which contractor we are submitting the bid as and what our specialization is, okay. And after we click submit a bid, hmm, this checks if a bid already exists for a package, then validates the contractor is linked properly, then raises appropriate errors, and then as you can see here, bid was made for £550. Okay, now that is all for the council, I mean contractor side. Okay, we can see here pending bids, accepted bids, win rate, and total contract value. This is statistics of the contractor, which is contractor specific, which dynamically changes. Okay, this used to be one, now it is two, because we added a new bid. Now let's log out and then log in as city council 1. So city council 1 is the Poppleton council. Okay, now as you can see here, these two links have become clickable. Okay, and Poppleton Council is City Council one's council. Like this staff's council is Poppleton, and we can see all the projects that Poppleton Council is handling. Now, of course, you might be asking, what if we go to uh, Huddersfield? Then it will direct us back to Poppleton Council. Why? Because you can only view your own council. Now, this message doesn't occur when we're viewing only our own council. This only occurs when we are viewing someone else's council. This was okay. So, and as you can see, there is sample project 1 and there is sample project 2, which are managed by Poppleton Council. Now, back to our council. So, okay. Now, as you can see, the sample project 1 is in progress. Okay, meaning the project has started, the team has been assigned, and the packages have been con- awarded to contractors. Which and there's also a date as December 18, 2025. And you might be wondering um, how this works. So how the statuses work is if we go to our view, I think it was views. Yeah, it is views. Okay, if we go to our views, then hmm, where's the manage bids? Here's the code for the submit bid. Okay, this is the code used when we click the submit bid. Okay, and then here's for manage bids. Okay, for managing the bids, as in uh, what bids a package has. Suppose we go to packages and here's an open for like this managing bids right here. If we manage a bid, we can see that we can either accept or reject a bid. Okay, and you can also see it shows lowest bid, highest bid. Okay, this shows which bid would be the most efficient for a company to accept. Stuff like that. Now, the managed bid was entirely done by me. However, I did ask assistance for AI to highlight this. As you can see, the green text, I mean, the green background. I did ask AI to highlight this and also dynamically, I mean, I actually dynamically highlight it and also what would be look the best. And if um, if you go back to packages and see that, let's go to CD Council 2. This will be the Huddersfield Council. And as you can see, there's sample project 3 and it's in progress. And if you go to packages, uh, yeah, as you can see right here, this was rejected because it had too much. As you can see, the price was too high, so it was highlighted in red, and this was highlighted in green to show that this was the uh, best deal from all the bids that were made. So we accepted this one. There's also, yeah, right here. We can reject it like this, and it will come as rejected. Okay. Now let's go back to City Council one, and hmm, yes, the manage bits core logic was done by me. Okay, all of it was done by me. The I did ask assistants for highlighting the bits which were highest. I mean the worst deals and which were the best deals. Those bits had to be highlighted, which I did ask assistants with. And then, as we have already seen, what happens when we right here when we click accept bid. Okay, contract was created automatically. Okay, and if we go to projects and six sample project two. Okay, we can see that sample project 2 had no team, but now it does have team. Okay, so an email was also sent. Okay, after we as you can see right here, sample package 6, we accepted it, right? Which, yeah, we accepted it for 550 pounds. And then uh, a message was sent to console, which can be configured to send to directly to Gmail, of course. And yeah, if we look at the accept bit, then we can see right here that if it accepts, then it posts uh, just right here. It changes the status, then it sends the message, everything bit accepted, this, and then it returns to manage bits. Okay, this is all okay. Now, as you can see right here, let's move on to project management. So, project management and automatic status management, as in status, as in this status. What I mean by that is if we go to packages, okay. If we go to packages and go to this and contact awarded, open for bidding. Okay, then go back to bids, go package 6, pending review. If we now check, see, this changed to planning because the one of the packages was open for bidding because we changed it from our administrate like admin panel. We changed it, and as you can see again, this can be accepted or rejected again. And sample project one, wait, sample project two went back into planning. I mean, the team was dismissed. Which, if you remember correctly, if we do this and then accept the bid, hmm, well, let's go back to the admin panel. Yeah, that's this. Okay, let's go back to packages and open for bidding, manage, and accept. Hmm. Well, there are some issues because we did change it directly from the admin panel. So that's why it sent us the error. Now, if we go back to packages and if we change this to contract awarded, okay, if we now see, then go back to projects, I mean, sample project 2, then we can see that the team has been automatically assigned. Now, of course, if multiple contractors accept multiple packages for the same project, then all the contractors will be assigned to the same team. And then projects will start and the progress status will change. Like the project status will change, as we clearly saw. This will also display the number of members and also the total contract value. And hmm, hmm, let us go back to let us show the filtering. Uh, yeah, let us show the filtering and search function now. This was added a little bit later in the project near the end. Okay, because this was kind of a I wanted to do this after everything else had been done, so complications wouldn't arise and it would be simpler to edit. So yeah, we can search by name. I mean by text. So if we put sample and yeah, entering also clicks the search. We can also clear and then redo the search, and you can see here everything with sample. Okay, everything with sample was shown here. Now, mm, if we do one, everything with one will show here. For example, sample project one, sample package one. If we do two, everything with two will show like sample project two, sample package two, sample project two, stuff like that. Okay, and we can also choose which are open for bidding. Okay, which are open for bidding, none are open for bidding, which are closed, which whose contracts have been awarded. Okay, we can well, then finally we can clear it. Okay, and I also want to show like focus more on the role based access, which took a really long time. So what the role based access is if you don't have a role, you can only view on a surface level. You cannot access the details, you cannot access anything. Now if okay, if you are a contractor, you can only view the projects that are available, okay, and the packages that are available. Of course, you still cannot view. I mean, you can view. You still cannot view the council details, okay, because that is just for council members only. And as for council staff, oh wait, I forgot to also show you that if there are packages and, well, we can bid, okay, we can't manage as contractors. We can't manage the bids. We can only bid on it. Okay, so for example, if we go back to our admin panel and then we go to projects and we add a project, this will be sample project 4. Yeah, we have to fill this with filler text. Then budget, let's put it as one, okay, 10,000. And council, we should give it to, okay, let's give it to Huddersfield, and status will be, yeah, so let's do this as, and then, yeah. Okay, so now if we go as city council 2, which as we saw earlier was Huddersfield's council, we can see there is a newly formed sample project 4. Now, of course, there are no packages. This project has no packages, which we can again add from our admin panel. If we do add package and sample package 7, filler text, and budget will be 500, and project will be sample project 4. Save and add another. Let's add another package. Will be sample package 7, and again filler text, and budget will be 450. Again for sample package 4. Let's save it. Now, if we reload, we can see that new packages have been added. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Both are 7. Okay, this will be 8. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, okay, sample pack is 8. Now, as you can see, you can manage the bids, but council staff cannot bid. Okay, this action is forbidden to council staff. Council staff can, however, check the basic statistics of a contractor on this page. Okay, that is allowed to council staff. Now, what can contractors do? Let's do contractor. Actually, you know what? I think demo. Who was demo? Wait, let me check. Users demo. Demo was 3. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, this is good. So let's do console contract CD contractor 2, which will be sample contractor 2. Yeah, organization will be sample contractor 2. And if we check browse packages, then we can see there are 2 packages that are open for bidding, which we can also search for and we can see. Now, if we submit a bid, okay, 450, let's do 400. And of course, it is already submitting bid as sample contractor 2, specialization sample specialization 2. Okay, this is already configured. Now, yeah, the bid has been successfully sampled. So if you go back to packages and sample package 8, we can see our bid will be right here. Okay, now let's go to package number 7 and submit a bid here too. Let's do 500 and of course fill the text. And yeah, as you can see, new bid was made. Now if we log in as another contractor, let's just go to packages and let's submit a bid. Let's put this as 450 and fill the text. And then go back to packages, go to package number 7, submit a bid, 400, submit a bid. You can see there's another. Now finally, let us also sign in as our demo contractor, whose organization is sample contractor 3. Okay, so let's go back to packages. Then, oh yeah, we can also go to projects and choose sample project 4 and then choose the packaging from here. So first it has 450 and this has 400. So let us submit a bid for 400 and fill the text. Then we will go back to sample project 4, then go to 8, 400, 500, let's do 450, 450. Now, the bids have been made, the project have been made, the packages have been made, the bids have been made. Let's go to CD Council 2, which is Huddersfield's, which has the sample project 4. Okay, now as you can see, if we go to sample package 7, you can see there's a managed bids, and we can see like this is the worst bid, okay, this is the highest bid, and this is the lowest bid, which is under budget. This is on budget, means it's under budget. You can also go over budget. Okay, I forgot to show that. Anyways, we can reject this if we want, and then we can also reject this because this is the highest one, and then we can accept this one. Okay, now as you can see, status changes to contract awarded, and this changes to accepted. And then we go to package like see. This is again open for bidding if we manage bids, and then choose the best bid, which is highlighted by green. Then yes, we can see that and we can reject the rest. And if we go back to dashboard and then go to sample project, okay, browse projects, okay, sample project 4 has changed to in progress. And if we see, then the project team has been assigned sample contractor 1 and sample contractor 2, which were awarded the package. Okay, and their total value is also displayed with total number of members. Um, and then now let us finally finish this up. Okay, let's finally finish this up, and I will explain to you why there is this additional static files folder, and why I used this, and there is also, where did it go, middleware, yeah, why there is white noise. So what was happening was, when I put debug to true, my custom error files were not showing, 434445, these were not showing. Okay, but when I put the debug to true, then this was getting messed up. This was getting all jumbled up. So I had asked AI what I could do to fix it, and it gave me this this solution that I should use white noise, and then create, like, collect static files, like run a command that will be like, yeah, there is a command that goes python manage.py collect static. Okay, this collects the static files and makes a new folder, and then saves all the static files in that folder. And then, yeah, as you can see, the admin also works. And then if we go to that doesn't exist, then yeah, the custom the custom error files, I mean the custom error messages also work properly. So yeah, that is all. Thank you. I will be finishing the document. I will be finishing the documenting, and I will be submitting it. Thank you.